point did you realize that you would be in the rotation and playing as much as you've ended up playing these first two games?
Well, I always thought I was going to be playing. It just took the coaches to realize that, and they've always been rotating us evenly. But I think when KC got hurt, it really gave me an opportunity to step up and try to help all the other tight ends out, including KC.
You're not the first player from the Skeezer ranks to make it to D1 football, but obviously, do you have that kind of that little chip on your shoulder that just kind of show that little Cardinal Newman can produce some talent?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a great honor to be from Skeezer because I am one of the few guys to make it out. But I'm just proud. I mean, there's a bunch of other guys like Cannon Smith at Clemson. They all make it out and they do very well. So we're just all trying to pull for each other.
How much responsibility do they put on you guys at the tight ends in the run game?
We set the point of attack on a few plays, but they really want us to make sure that we don't screw up. So when we don't screw up, we tend to do a lot better in the run game. So it runs a lot off of us, and when we do well, then the other guys do well, and vice versa.
How big of an emphasis has that been the last 2 days of the run game, and what everybody needs to do to improve it?
We need to get a lot better at it as a whole, and so yeah, we've been a lot more physical in practice, even though we're always physical, but the emphasis is definitely there.
How much weight did you lose between last year and this year?
Last year I was a little over 260, and now I'm mid to high 240s. So
tough to take off or easy to take off?
It was a lot easier than I've always been able to gain weight. So to lose weight like this, it was pretty tough.
Does it make you feel like you're better, without the extra 12?
I feel quicker. I feel I've gone up meat. I worked on my strength a lot in the off season, so I'm definitely a lot stronger. But I lost a lot of that baby fat. So I do feel like it's been very good for me.
It seems like if the tight ends ever get rolling in the offense, in terms of making that another option, you would think that would make the offense a lot more difficult to defend.
Right. Well, tight ends are very threatening in the middle. So when we get the ball in the middle and we become a threat, that opens up the outside too. So when it runs through us, then the receivers get open, and when it runs through the receivers, then we get open. So it really all works hand in hand.
To change your life any to who the quarterback is?
No. Nope. Support any guy out there, and they support us too.
And the fact that those 2 guys get along so well, 3 guys get along so well, does that make it easier in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, they're all great. I'm really good friends with Perry, McElwain, and Jake. I mean, they're really just great guys, and they help us out a lot too. McElwain might be a freshman, and Bentley might be a freshman, but they know what they're doing, and they're there to help us.
And the fact that they get along so well, though, that helps the competition because when one of them's named, you don't have somebody over there pouting.
Yeah, they never pout. They just look for the next opportunity, no matter who's in. So if they're on the sideline, they're looking to see who. Like what went wrong or how they can fix it.
Had you ever spent as much time split out as you have in these first 2 games?
In high school I did, but not since I've been in college. I've always been an inline tight end, but wherever they need me, I can do. So I'm really trying to work on that now, trying to work on my blocks out in the slot because it's a lot more difficult than being 6 inches away from someone else.
How different is that experience overall, and how comfortable do you kind of feel there?
It's a feel thing. So the more I do it, the more comfortable I get. We've been doing a lot of perimeter blocking and drill, so it's been getting better and better as the week goes on, as the season goes on.
Now, I don't know if you had a chance to calculate it, but you mentioned when the tight ends don't screw up, things usually go a little better. Watching it on film, have you seen examples of this last game where when you guys were working well, things were going well?
Well, it's not all on us either. Like when sometimes we screw up, this play still goes good. But I mean, I'm sorry. What was the question one more time?
Just the fact that if you've been watching on film and you see where you could have done something a little bit better that may have, cost the play maybe going 8 yards instead of 18, that kind of thing. Can you see examples on film where you?
Yeah. There's always instances like that, but that's not really even the run game either. That can be in the pass game too. If a quarterback throws the ball low, you can run after it, you catch it, or if an inline man lets the guy seep through the hole, then that can disrupt everything. But I mean, it's football's not perfect, so it happens almost every play. So I mean, you just got to try to damper the bad parts and focus on the good.
Are you surprised at all that this offense is basically went all 2 tight end in the last game?
No, I mean, we have a lot of athletes at tight end, and they're trying to utilize that. We have 5 guys right now that can start on any given team, so they know that, and they're trying to get as many tight ends on the field as possible.
Was there some talk in the offseason about you actually bulking up and becoming an offensive tackle?
That was more the talk my redshirt freshman year when I just got too big. I ate too much. Didn't really, because I broke my foot and I gained 30 pounds and was 275. So they started talking to me about playing offensive line, but I buckled down, lost a lot of weight, and they haven't really talked about it since.
Was having to potentially go to the offensive line a motivating factor for you?
Definitely, it scared me a little bit. Yeah, that definitely got to me.
What are your impressions of Ron Talley?
He's a great dude. He's a really hard worker. Him and Paul really stand out to me on the field. They work really hard, and even though they got the scholarship now, they know that they got their scholarship by working a certain way. So they try to work that way every day.
You think he comes with a chip on their shoulder a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, again, he tries to play smart, and that's why he's so good. So he doesn't really play with like an aggression, but he's smart while playing physical.
I know this doesn't affect your preparation, but obviously Coach Adams on the other sideline this week. Does that help that he's seen you guys enough in practice? I mean, he might know the tendencies if he doesn't know the schemes per se.
Well, when he was here, I was on scout team most of the time, so he was my coach more than anyone else. So I'm ready to get out there and show him that I'm not a scout team player anymore, and that I can really beat him and his D line up.